A few weeks back, my friends and I all got $2,500 to buy, build, and register the coolest cars humanly possible. The first part of that process went a little bit like this. Oh, dude! Oh!
Yo, where the swinger meets.
Oh my God! No way!
Well, the horn blows, that's for sure.
We'll just ignore this for one quick second. Oh my God, I didn't know you were gonna do that. That's not awesome. So now it's time to continue on making these cars as badass as possible on a budget before we start daily driving. So let's get to work. This is officially crunch week because by the end of the week, Thursday, we need to have all of our cars ready to daily drive, and all of them are really far from that. So we actually are joined by the editor of this video.
What's up, guys?
Max. And Max is gonna help us film while we all crunch on our cars because we wanna have them ready. So we've got a lot of work to do. So everybody, let's officially get to work for real, even though we've been working, but now it's more pressure. Let's go.
So my car is pretty solid. It runs, it drives, it has a misfire, and a few other small issues. The water pump leaks. There's some weird issue with the battery, it's not charging, so I'm gonna get an alternator, throw in a water pump, put in new injectors, and I think that's it. The car is done, it's ready to go. I got my parts on order. They won't be here for 2 hours, so I might just go take a swim, relax, watch all the losers do work to their clappers.
So the plan here is to take the sheet metal from this very sexy Charger-like 08, put it on this somewhat mashed 05, finding like tie rods cooked on this wheel. But hey, guess what? I got a whole fresh suspension on this one that looks pretty good. First issue I've got is I got all the wheels off except for this one. 2 lug nuts are refusing to come off for me. So I went and bought one of these fancy lug nut removal tools. I tried to weld on that one, all kinds of shit, and it just ain't coming off. So that's where we're at. Piece of cake. My lug nut remover tool did not work. So now we're gonna heat this up. Torch works.
I'm currently stealing Josh's radio. The junkyard radio I got does work, but the AC controls do not because it's a knob and this is a button that I need to actually make it nice and cold. And it is stuck at 75 degrees, which today, on a nice hot day like this, it feels great.
What the fuck?
Josh, you're not gonna need the AC where you're going.
Bruh.
You're not gonna have AC in it. I need this. This is for me, man. You're not using it?
Yo, I took my motor too, dude.
I should have took his motor, but nah, this should be good.
Hey, I'm a man with 1 lug nut and a dream. Let's go fix this. I got all my parts.
Got the alternator out. I'm now going to pull off the water pump. I'm facing the issue where the car is too low for me to get the big drain pan underneath. So I got a smaller one. I'm going to weasel this underneath of it and get to pulling off that water pump.
All right, guys, so as you can see, Declan's tires, pretty much all of them are absolutely cooked. We're going to take even more stuff off of my car and take my wheels and tires and put them on Declan's car so they don't explode and he gets in a horrible fiery crash.
Look, man, I'm just using the stuff from the recycled car over there. It's just been sitting for months, and if no one's gonna use it, I should. Right, Josh?
Yeah, it's fine. It's never gonna run anyway, so.
I have bought all the parts needed to basically rebuild this entire brake drum, which sucks because it costs $200. And I wanted to save my budget for more fun stuff. But it's no worry, I have no fear about this, because I think I can still make this car cool. I'm determined to have the coolest car, even though everyone's gonna say Josh's car's the coolest. I think mine's the coolest. I just need to make it cool first, so. Brakes can come off. Boom, 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 and boom, boom. Backing plate appears to be fine. It's just dented a real little bit. I could tap that out. In fact, I'm just gonna rock with it. All these wheel studs are destroyed and bent. But they're easy. Ain't no trouble here. I'm gonna rebuild all that really easily and really fast. Watch, see ya.
All right, guys, so Josh took off the wheels for me. These are his wheels from his G35. He will be claiming them back at the end of the month. But for now, they will do us fine. I just have one problem with these wheels, and I've always had this problem. I do not like that they are baby blue and glittery. But Josh has, you know, his taste, I have mine. But we're just gonna clean them off, we're gonna prep them, and I found this single can of black spray paint.
You could like go to the store and buy paint, you know.
Yeah, but we got this right here, and it's free.
You gotta paint them blue back before you give them back.
I'll make them look good, I'll make them look good.
So I got one off, the tool worked. The other one I had tried to weld and it got ripped, not come off. So we're trying the hole saw. This rim's gonna be destroyed when I'm done, which makes me a little sad. One lug nut holding this whole operation up, but that's the way it goes. The key to not destroying the hole saw, lube it a lot and run slow. After much drilling, it's off. Uh-oh. It is not yet off. I'm gonna go all the way through the rim, I guess.
Finally, this can come out. All right, old water pump. Finally out. Let's throw a new one in.
Boom! Brand new lug studs. I'm installing these using washers and a lug nut. Home free. I have repaired this drum assembly minus one missing lug stud, which I don't have. But if I really feel crazy, I'll get one in the future and I'll put it in. But will that happen?
Taking her for a ride so we can get the wheel to fall off. That worked. Take her for a little test drive. Jesus Christ. I hate that wheel. Look how corroded it was. Holy shit, that's like part of the wheel. It literally is a piece of the wheel.
That's crazy.
This car is very rusty. I half wonder if it wasn't partially submerged. I was blinded because there was the Hemi under the hood. All right, success! Woo!
I have found my transmission fluid leak that I discovered on the test drive, and it is coming from one rusted transmission line. So I have cut the rusted portion out, and I'm going to replace it with a rubber transmission hose. Let me repair this the wrong way. Damn, that's tight. Okay, I'm really hoping this does not leak anymore. That would suck. But if it does leak, I bought extra transmission line.
Got the new water pump, throwing the gaskets on, then we'll throw it in the car.
You just did it backwards. That's crazy, dude.
Should have double checked beforehand, but I do take after Tom.
What'd you do?
I gooped the wrong side first.
Well, you need to goop both sides, so it doesn't matter.
Huh?
You just need to goop both sides, so it doesn't matter.
That's when I'm holding it in the air. I got goop.
You're gooping it up, dude.
Yeah.
Just keep gooping.
I'm gonna keep gooping.
Don't stop gooping.
Do you wanna help me goop? We can goop together.
I already gooped today.
Oh, what the f***? You promised me. Mondays are our together goop days.
No, I have a power steering leak too. Do I care about that much? Not really.
The power steering leak is one that I might let drip slowly. Transmission is a little more important than power steering. But it is here. Maybe I will fix it.
Damn! I didn't want to fix that! That's stupid!
I've decided to tackle the horrible exhaust manifold leak. Oh, moment of truth number one. Ooh. That's really tight.
That's really tight. That didn't just come off.
It's looking risky up there. I don't know if you can see that. You see how it's loose? That's because there's an exhaust manifold leak. That's really bad. Dude, maybe I'll make it so loud you won't be able to tell. I'll just like do manifold dumps out the fender. Maybe I'll try the easy side. Oh, hey, there's one.
All right, here we go. Throwing this new water pump in. I should have done this before I lowered the car because it's like, I'm at a weird like squat, but not, it's at a weird angle. That's all I'm trying to say.
I've added fire to the mix on this last bolt that does not want to come out. That is not awesome.
These are gonna look like hot dog.
Hey now, come on. I have an issue with this headlight bulb going on and off, so I've just removed both of them and I'm checking all the wires. So far, not great. We do have just some open, chilling wires. I believe these are for the side signal marker that goes in the bumper, and it looks like the HID on this side might just be going out, so I think I'm gonna have to make a quick Amazon purchase.
Last resort, I've tried a breaker bar. Now let's try the big impact. Please. Oh, did you break? Damn, it broke. That sucks. I have a bit of a headache on my hands now, but the good news is this can come off. I just remembered, I've got a hack for this. I'll make this work. I did this on a Chevy Suburban once and it worked great. Just watch. What do you mean my creepy stare? That's my handsome stare. This is my handsome. Staring me. This is my handsome stare. I look at my grandma like this. Stop.
She calls me stud muffin.
she says I'm pretty. Grandma, love you. She's watching this. This bad girl needs some duels. Oh. Watch your foot, Max. Watch your foot.
Hey, workman's comp.
We don't have that.
Oh, I just spit on it a little bit.
That's a fresh ass paint job, dude.
Yo, hit up J-Man. All your painting needs.
I thought I fixed them. They're not fixed. Come on, man.
Is that a f***ing spider? Are you serious, dude?
The spider's universe is just like.
His legs stayed there. That's crazy.
Boom! Dude, there's no way I literally have 3 of the donut gaskets I need. This is why I love the exhaust parts pile. Dude, I have the crushed donut gaskets that are perfect. Perfect. Now I can show you my awesome modification. What's this say? I can't quite read it.
Listen, you're making a mess. Look at the mess.
You're making a fool out of yourself.
Look at the mess.
Don't talk to me about my mess. You see this right here? This is where my stud broke off in line with my hole. My repair consists of a bolt and 2 nuts. 1 nut the size of the bolt and 1 nut way too big. Check it out. I'm gonna weld both nuts to either flange and then I'll use the bolt to screw it together. You feel me? You get what I'm saying? Catch what I'm cooking? This looks absolutely horrible, but I think it'll work. See? You get what I'm doing? Ain't she beautiful, Clark? That is going to break when I tighten it, probably, but I just hope it won't.
All right. Last hose is on. Everything's back together. Done with the water pump. Let's move on to the alternator now.
I've gotten the top bolt tightened by hand, so now let's see if my awesome homemade bottom bolt works. Yep. Yeah. Ooh, that's tight. I don't think that bad boy's leaking, buddy. I think we're good.
It's a lot of glue.
You missed a few spots.
Hey, why don't you go work over there, buddy?
Saying, you were coming at me for my prep jobs, saying I couldn't do better, but I don't know. It's a lot of blue showing. New alternator is in. This car's pretty much good. I gotta do the injectors after that, which involves taking out the intake, and then I gotta fix the running lights for the brake lights. Other than that, this car is ready to go. She's ready to win. She's gonna be the winner. Even Max is rooting for her. So,
Oh, yeah.
What more support do I need? What more support do I need?
Hey, come on now, dude. Come on. Hey.
Now, because this is the 4th exhaust system of the day, I'm gonna streamline it, but basically I'm gonna use a bunch of scrap pipe and whatever's on the shelf to build something that is incredibly loud and obnoxious like normal. I've got a big ass gap to fill. Ow!
What happened to your car, dude?
Did someone robbed?
Dude, should have had wheel locks on, bro.
All right, now I got that godforsaken wheel off. Time to start swapping some parts. Got to looking at the suspension and it's a little bit crusty, so we're gonna swap it. Good car to bad car.
After wrenching all day long, my car has a new drum brake assembly. I hope I fixed those exhaust leaks. And right now I just have 2 little pieces of like 2.5-inch straight pipes off of my downpipe. So it is true dual, but it's technically open-headered. But I want to drive it one time before the day is done, just in case I need to emergency buy parts for Wednesday. So we're gonna go for a quick little spin. Hope all is well. Really hope the wheel doesn't fall off, because that would be a huge bummer. So hop in, dude. I thought it would, I'll be honest. That's the first time I've floored it. The brakes definitely all need adjusted now, really bad, but hey, that's a runner. Shifted into third. When you hit the brakes, it's all over the road, but the wheel does not appear to be falling off right now on test drive number 2. It feels decent. I mean, this is Max's first time in the Galaxy. I mean, it's a bad motherfucker, I'll tell you. I'm really tired. I'm feeling victorious for today. The car is driving once again. It's got power steering. I hope it doesn't have an exhaust leak, but I gotta finish the exhaust on Wednesday. Didn't quite shift right there. But hopefully transmission fluid fixes that. Well, J-Man, what did we just conclude via a Google search? The fuel pump that we may or may not have half drunkenly installed that I had from the shelf turns out was a 115 gallon per hour fuel pump, which most of the time have a max PSI of like 14 PSI. And this car needs like 35 to 60. Depending on how much boost is going through it, which would explain why it did run when it had a horrible boost leak and it would drive kind of semi-fine, and now it does not want to rev at all because it doesn't have nearly enough fuel pressure. So I think either we need to put a stock fuel pump back in it, or we need to buy another cheap inline fuel pump that has way more pressure. It's your fault.
Yep, that's not enough.
Your fault.
Here we are, Tuesday morning. Decided that we're swapping suspension parts. I think that's using some of the other clips. So I pulled all the suspension off of this car, which is quite crusty, and I've put it, this is it over here. As you can see, it's like super floppy. Good move, definitely. So I just got the good suspension off of this car, which looks like it's newer. It's definitely got a lot less play action in it. So yeah, that's a good score. It feels like the guy that owned this car definitely took some good care of it. He seemed like he might have had some skills. The person that owned this car, I don't know, not so much, I don't think. Another new fun thing, since I'm swapping the hubs and everything, they have adapter plates and they cut the studs. That's awesome. Yeah, great. So I either have to keep these heinous wheels or get all new studs.
To save everybody the time and agony of watching me tear this apart for the fourth time, we went ahead and I put a OEM NTK knock sensor in, courtesy of Mr. Josh and his form searching. I also replaced the sub harness with a new one from Amazon. Should be all good. It's the original plug, so we're not wiring anything. I just got everything back together. We're gonna start it up and see what happens. I'm so stressed of this car. We're going for the start, baby.
You don't know if it's 100% fixed yet, but we're taking a break.
Put these wheels on before the test drive because the wheels that were on it are terrible.
I like how we're starting with the one that is terribly bent.
Got the intake torn off of the Showtime Merc. Got the injectors pulled out. I'm gonna run them up the road to a local injector cleaner for $100. He'll go through them, put on new O-rings and everything like that. And tomorrow we'll throw them back in and hopefully this car is done.
Dude, that is so stupid. I hate these cars. The coil pack wires were switched.
Josh, how you feeling right now?
I'm really happy, but I also kind of want to kill myself because, like, how do we not see that? How do we not know that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is terminal. Oh, my power steering went out.
Oh, the car shut off.
Not bad. She got ribs. I'll take it.
All right, it runs good. I'll say that.
With 4 guys in it? With 4 guys?
Yeah, with 4 people in it, it's running pretty good. I'll give it that. I just hate these cars.
All right, update. Got suspension from that car, putting it on this car. Unfortunately, the tie rod I thought was good isn't, so I ordered another one of those. Trying to get the height right. Yeah, that's it. Meantime, Matt's trying to fit up the bumper. It's definitely, the horn on that side's pushed over, so we're gonna try to just use the jerry rig stuff they had, and we're gonna fit that other bumper on it and see if it works, see how it looks. So that's where we're at.
Guys, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that the G35 is running and no longer has any misfires, but we do have a new code for the camshaft position sensor, which when that goes bad means the car will no longer start. I had a camshaft position sensor, but Josh just returned that to the junkyard this morning. So I guess we're gonna go back and get that.
All right, guys, the fuel pump showed up. Well, the fuel pumps, I should say, I got 2 of them because as you can see, they're pretty cheap fuel pumps. Should be pretty plug and play. The old one is an inline pump just like this. I just gotta take that one off and then put this one on. Hopefully it goes smoothly.
All right, let's see how this looks. See how bashed up and mangled it is on the other car. Not terrible.
Not bad at all.
This fender's mangled, so we're gonna ship it. Can't be perfect as much as I'd like it to. All right, I adjusted it up an inch. I looked at my Mustang and did the whole finger trick. I got 3 fingers in the Mustang, and I kind of like that height. And we're at 3. I think that'll be pretty good. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think so. I think it looks sick.
Do you think it's? I think it should be lower.
Way lower. Yeah, slam it.
All right, maybe we'll split the difference. I'll go another half inch down. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, and we have it adjusted.
All right, last hose. There it goes. Yeah, there's the old one that Tom put in.
You know what? I'm almost
Wow.
damaged fender coming off. Boom. All right, I don't see any other damage. I think it was just down here. It was just a low hit.
Just got the new fuel pump in. I wouldn't look too close at the wiring because I did it, but if you look, it's all connected. It's mounted real nice with 1 bolt. The wires are zip tied into a little loop-de-loop because it's f***ing badass. We tested to make sure I had it on the right way. Max helped me with a little bottle. So it's on the right way, it's plugged in. We're gonna lift the tank back up, bolt it up, and start the car up and see if it runs better. I am terrified whether this is gonna work or not. All right, battery's connected, start it up. So far, so good.
Yeah, baby.
I think that fixed it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. No more stumbling.
Let's go.
Let's go drive it. Still a little bit of stumbling. I don't know what that is. Ooh. Okay. I don't know why that just ran 14 pounds. I don't think this was to make 14 pounds from the back seat. Yeah, the brakes are not the best on this. And also the tires are all dry rotted. So I'm not gonna go that fast, but I can floor it now and it doesn't like break up or stutter. Very interesting. Just fucking blows up. Yeah. Damn it. Something's not right. Damn. I'm pretty happy. I wish it ran phenomenal and perfect, but that's not how things go most of the time. We'll figure it out. The fuel pressure's fixed, so I'm glad.
Dude, it looks so sick right here.
Looks badass.
Hell yeah.
Oh no, Declan. We're gonna die.
To give you guys a quick update, we had to go to the junkyard again to get radiator fans because mine did not work. Good news, we have radiator fans. Bad news, the storm of all storms is happening right now.
Hello, it's officially day 3 of Big Thrash Week. I'm starting off by helping Josh gap some colder spark plugs that I did have on the parts shelf, so hopefully this car doesn't break up. Apparently it's overboosting, and I'm really excited to go for a ride in it.
So, update. Okay, so, all right. Update. Here we go. All right.
You missed one.
What did I miss?
You missed one.
All right, so, okay, so, update.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
I got old suspension ripped off again. Very crusty, super duper loose. Suspension off the old car, pulled it off last night. Very nice, very nice. Crunch time. This is the way to do shit on a budget, man. That car has a whole bunch of good parts on it for 500 bucks. I'm gonna go a little over budget. I'm hoping to sell that car for what's left on it and break even. That's my plan. And then I'm gonna kick ass on you guys because this car is gonna be pretty freaking epic.
I don't know about that one.
New plugs in. Fired up. Back it out, dude. Apparently it's a lot faster now.
See? Like, it feels like it's about to go, and it doesn't that sound like fuel cut?
I don't know.
It's like pop.
Yeah.
Because it's like making.
It won't rev past that?
No, it just pops.
That's weird. That's weird. What up, it's me, and that means we are back on the Galaxy. It's back on the lift. I'm continuing my exhaust today. I decided it would be easy just to run it both on the passenger side like a truck, so we have true duals, speedy snap mufflers, and of course, a side pipe. I've cut the tips to be like a Ford Lightning sort of thing, and it should look pretty badass when it's done. I got the whole thing tacked up right now. I just have to remove it from the muffler's back and weld everything, and we'll be good to go. Josh just got some new tires on the Conquest, and Kenny is here, who is the Starion Conquest Master. What are you proposing we do to fix the 4,000 RPM fuel cutting issue?
So they cut at 11 PSI, but if you just unplug the map sensor, it won't do that anymore. So it allows it to overboost.
I don't like this idea at all.
Why not? You don't want to blow a head gasket on the first day?
Yeah, I'm gonna be stranded on the side of the road. Attempt number 2. No. Nope. Still does it. I should probably not do that. I'm gonna blow it up.
Check me out. Full, true dual 2.5-inch exhaust with mildly ugly welds on it, but it will be solid and it will sound good. Best part is it's removable, baby. Well, my exhaust is all finished. And now that the car's on the lift, I have realized that the frame rot is significantly worse than I had thought. Now I gotta drive this thing for a month, so I think I'm gonna do the right thing and weld a thick-ass piece of angle iron to the whole thing. Call me for your frame repairs. Check it out. That is a 1/8-inch thick piece of angle iron that runs all the way along the rotted frame rail. Some of the welds penetrated because right next to them is rust. But I can confidently say I got a couple boogers on there that might help the car not fold in half.
Tom, what are you doing? On another note, cam sensors have been replaced and the code is gone for now. I think we might have a running driving G in our hands, guys. What is that? What are you doing, Tom?
This costs $0. We're on the right track. I may have used the torch to also slam the front. Let's see how my badass exhaust sounds. Yeah, I like that. That's what I like to hear.
It's really low.
Kenny and I just took the Galaxy for its 3rd test drive, and the transmission is not happy. It slips, and we just came to a stop sign, and now it barely moves. It shudders. This is bad. This challenge is supposed to start tomorrow. I have no forward gears now.
All right, just got the injectors back from the injector cleaner. Threw them in real quick, tied everything back together. I think we're good to go. Injector cleaning cost me $80, so that's 80 bucks out of my budget, but I'm not too concerned. I have a good bit left. Let's fire this up and see if it sounds any better. Test drive, but we'll make sure. First things first, gotta have the Showtime Merc sunglasses, even though it's pouring rain right now. All right, runs a lot better. I think we're fixed. Woohoo! Check engine light is still on. Don't know why. Don't really care, because it runs good. That is a properly running 5.0. Nice.
Okay, so Mother Nature has been good to me all week, and tonight decided to pour down rain. So we're switching gears. Something I've always wanted to try. These headlights obviously are faded and gross and yellowed. Read a bunch of stuff on forums. The clear coat that I use, SPI, Southern Polyurethane. They say if you sand it with 600 and clear coat it, makes it look almost like new. So we're gonna give that a whirl, see what happens.
I've pulled the Galaxy back onto the lift in hopes of getting lucky and pulling the transmission pan and draining out the synthetic fluid I put into it, and it was too high at that, so I think it had too much fluid, I think it had the wrong fluid, and I'm really hoping that's the problem, although realistically, it's not the problem. Good news is, I went to the parts store and I got enough transmission fluid to both flush this, and if it doesn't work, install another transmission and fill that one up too. 30 seconds after stopping that last clip. Is that bad? This is not good. The oil pan has 2 rust pinholes in it that are steadily pissing out oil. I noticed an oil leak, and unfortunately, it is the hardest cause to repair. So how am I gonna solve this? I don't know. I'm just gonna drain all the oil out, hope I can get the oil out, and either weld something to it or JB weld something to it. I don't have very high hopes. I've made this beautiful little piece that fits so nicely on my oil pan. I've let it drain out for quite some time. I've taken brake clean, sprayed it on the whole oil pan and in the drain plug, letting it get all the oil out. I've made it so there basically is no oil seeping from these plugs right now. And I'm really hoping that this does not immediately blow holes in the oil pan. I'm gonna weld it super carefully, and then I'm gonna coat it in JB Weld putty, and then I'm gonna let it dry overnight. And really, it better work. Before I weld, layer 1 is JB Weld steel stick. Oh, it is not steel sticking.
Is it aluminum?
No, aluminum doesn't rust. Hopefully the combination of all of this crap together, sandwiched, does keep this thing from leaking. So far, kinda good. I have very poorly welded that patch on in the front, and I cannot get the welder into the back, so I'm using more JB putty and just crossing my fingers. Although the JB putty doesn't appear to want to stick very much, so I'm just forcing it, and I'm gonna hope that it bonds. I'm actually gonna JB Weld putty over my welds too, just in case they're not perfect, because I'm pretty sure they're not perfect. I'm now tacking the interior while my JB Weld dries, and I wait for the morning to fill this with transmission fluid. So I got the seat out. Now I'm just getting the mouse turds out of the headliner, including the headliner itself. Let me not breathe that. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning. I've got the interior pretty much together, but it's Operation Make the Seat not just metal anymore. I want this to be as comfortable as humanly possible. So I'm starting with an old piece of foam that is very thick and dense, and it should make it so I don't feel these springs. I zip tied that foam on, so now I have memory foam that I bought off Amazon for like 17 bucks that I am tucking into the seat and stacking and layering and also zip tying. And as of now, it is much comfier than just a bare metal seat spring.
All right, here we are. It's Thursday morning. I'm gonna do the headlight reveal. Basically what I did, and this is something I've always wanted to try, is I used 600 wet paper and some Southern polyurethane clear, SPI. But you could do this with probably any clear, anything, 2K in a can, or even Rust-Oleum clear, whatever. Basically what you wanna do is you wet sand it, 600 grit, and paint it. I mean, that's it. The reason it's better than the polishing is that when you polish a lens, it removes the UV layer, and then it'll just fog up again pretty quick. So the clear adds some UV protection, and it's really amazing how well it comes out. I mean, they look close to new, but 100% better than they were. And when I put them back in the car, I don't think you'll ever know. So there we go. One more thing done. All right, status update on the car. It rained a lot last night. I had to stop. The last thing I was struggling with was I swapped the hubs and everything from the 6-cylinder car to this car. And there is a slight difference in the hub. It's not the wheel stud itself. The thread is the same, but the hole in the hub is slightly smaller on the 6-cylinder. So I basically swapped the hubs from the RT back on to the RT. There is a nut in there that says do not reuse. I used some Loctite and did reuse it because I don't have the time. I'll probably go back and swap that out later. Got the new suspension on, got the coilovers. I just got to start buttoning it up. I ordered a nice brake kit from Amazon. I'm not sure I recommend that. Goal for today is to finish up the suspension, get the sheet metal swapped, get it back on the ground, and maybe do some exhaust and see how much more time we have.
Hello, it is no longer 3 o'clock in the morning. This is the second to last wrench day, and before I fill my transmission fluid up and oil up to see if I fix both of them, I'm finishing my seat because I found more foam in the garage that will just add another layer of cushy comfortness.
Okay, it's time to hang the 08 sheet metal on the 05 Magnum. This is the side that's mangled, so. All right, fender number 2.
Got you a good looking daily driver now.
Yeah, I think that'll move around. Starting to look like a car. It's exciting.
I am horrified to see if my ghetto oil pan repair worked, but it's dried overnight, so I'm filling it with oil and we'll see. After a very late night of work, I have installed the front carpet, which came with the car. I have reupholstered my seat. I have fixed my oil leak. As of now, it's looking pretty good. The transmission pan is leaking because I just used silicone, but my main worry is, does this transmission even work? So I'm gonna start it up, let the fluid cycle through it, and then we'll see. I've gotten the exact amount of fluid needed. It goes into reverse fine, but I read that the pressure for reverse is a lot higher, which is why reverse is less likely to slip. Reverse feels good. I'm just nervous about forward. Moment of truth. There's not a hard grab into drive. Oh, it's slipping really bad into second still. Who knows? Maybe it'll fix itself. It's all over the place. It slips, it's in second, it doesn't know where it is, it's confused. Oh, this sucks so bad. Please just fix yourself, car. I do not want to do this. Okay, we got a little burnout going. Okay, there was a nice shift in a second. I don't know, I'm gonna baby it on this test drive and just really hope that it improves itself. It's slippy. I mean, first it's feeling a little better now. First gear. Second gear. Third gear, kind of. There it is. It's kind of hard to tell if it's still slipping. It's definitely better. pull off. I'm gonna check the transmission fluid now that we're at 185 degrees coolant temp. Sounds damn good though. Speedy snaps for the win. It says the fluid is full again, like overfilled. I only put 3.5 quarts in it and the internet said it needed 4 to 5. Maybe I'll go back and drain some out and see. I don't know. My last hurrah is to adjust the forward shift bands. To explain this as easily as possible, I'm basically tightening the 2 to 3 shift band like adjuster until there's no play. You're supposed to do it at 10 foot-pounds, but I just did it to a little bit tight, like 10 foot-pounds. And then you gotta back it off 1.5 full turns. Now, I'm feeling mildly hopeful because I screwed this thing in a lot more than 1.5 turns. 1/2, 1, 1.5. Way different than it was. I'm also going to check the rear and low band just to make sure that's all copacetic as well. I adjusted that a lot. Oh, I don't want to swap a transmission, guys. I hope you know I don't want to swap a transmission this month. I don't want to swap it today or tomorrow. I don't want to swap it at all. One piece of good news though is that my JB welded and welded oil pan is not leaking as of this moment. So now let's put it on the ground, check the tranny fluid, and please pray to God that it's adjusted right. I adjusted that rear band, and I actually think whoever did this the last time did it backwards, because the rear one is supposed to be out more than the front one, and it was flip-flopped. So hopefully that's the problem. Fluid is topped off perfectly. Let's see. I'm so scared. Reverse. I guess let's drive it and see. Well, I'm accepting my fate. Into the shop we go for a transmission. The only mildly good news about this situation is I have a C4. Now, I have no clue where this transmission came from. I have owned so many cars over the years. I'm pretty sure this came in the trunk of some car at some point. There's a very small possibility that it was in noise complaint because the noise complaint was originally an automatic and I put a stake in it. But I think I sold that transmission. So I think this is just some random parts, extra transmission that's completely unknown. Might not work, but it's all I got because my budget is just about dry.
Okay, we're gonna put these sexy headlights in.
It's gonna look pretty good.
Now it's time to swap the hoods. Can't wait to see what this looks like on this car. We got quite a bit of assembly to put on this old one. I don't know. I'm not sure how much that's gonna be worth it. See how bad I did my fender alignment. No, that doesn't look bad.
I've removed everything, and now I can remove the transmission. I did not drain the converter, and I don't care that much. Nice. Well, let me grab a drain pan real quick. There we go, took care of that leak. Thank God I caught it on time. Yeah, remember when I said I didn't drain the converter because I didn't feel like it? That's why you do that. Come on down. I believe the original C4 is out, judging by how filthy all the bolts were and the transmission mount. I think it is original and it probably has never been pulled out of the car, so it's tired. This is a family car. Who knows how many miles it has on it. And that looks to be the stock converter as well, which could have also been the problem. I don't really know.
It is now showtime for the Showtime Merc. I am taking this to the Delaware DMV. So this car is about to go through a full inspection. I can tell you right now, it's going to fail in every aspect. But I'll get a $20 temp tag, which is saving me money that I don't have to pay on registration costs that everybody else is paying. So downside and upside. It's an hour away. I'm gonna drive there real quick, get this tagged, temp tagged, and then the challenge begins.
While Aiden does that, I'm just gonna slap my tag on right now, because I just had to make a 5-minute drive up the street and get my $30 temp tag. I'm about all ready to start this challenge, and I'm actually really excited to drive this Jeep for a month, even though it's kind of a little clapper.
How much were your registration costs?
My registration cost was $341.
I've spent some time IDing both transmissions, and I believe the one I took out is the factory 1965 C4. I ran the numbers on this, and it's a 1966 C4, which apparently has some minor improvements to like fluid travel or something like that. I don't really know, okay? And I also don't know if it works. I don't know where it came from. It has a new torque converter in it, or at least newer looking than the one I took out of the old one. And if I'm lucky, maybe it's got like a 3000 stall or something. This is the fill/drain plug I removed from this different torque converter, and I'm replacing it with a hexagonal plug that does not stick out as much because on my factory torque converter, the drain plug is located close to the torque converter mounting holes on the flex plate, and this one is completely different. So if I were to use this plug, it would hit the flywheel and I wouldn't be able to tighten it the right way and we would have serious problems, but because the hardware store had this NBT fitting, I do not think we will have any problems at all. And I have now, of course, discovered that the bell housing is wrong and does not clear the flywheel. Awesome. So now I have to pull my converter off and swap bell housings, which is bound to make a horrible fluid mess yet again. Mess. Woo! I'm getting better at that.
After another hot, sweaty day, this is the final piece of the puzzle.
Looks pretty good.
Oh yeah! Finally, it's starting to look like a car.
This headlights turned out awesome too.
I'm feeling the heat.
So am I.
I was talking to Tom about my wastegate problem, but there's 2 ports on the wastegate. It's vacuum operated. Boost goes into there and pushes this little rod out and it opens and closes.
Basically that wastegate down there, you see how the one port is open and the other port is connected to the boost like pressure tube, charge pipe. Basically, because that port's open, I think the pressure's just coming in and going right out and not allowing the wastegate to close, which is why it's overboosting. You gonna fix that real quick, J-Man?
Don't cap it off.
This makes perfect sense in my mind, and I hope it works. Get that real tight, buddy.
This thing might blow this thing off. Why did you give me a big zip tie, not a small one?
Go big or go home, Jack.
It's on there.
Start it and rev it and see if it blows off. Oh, that ain't tight, buddy.
I got sissy hands. What do you want me to do?
All right, give her a shot. Yeah! Dude, it's good! It's perfect!
Oh yeah!
We fixed it! Hey!
We're reading 8 pounds on the gauge now.
Damn right!
It's not that slow, dude.
It actually runs really good.
We're at 87? Come on. Come on!
Come on, give me some.
Woo!
Uh-oh. Oh, no. It might have blown that thing off. Let's pull over and check really quick. Please tell me it's popped off.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah, I really thought we got it.
Maybe if we just keep flooring it, it'll fix itself.
Of most importance to this cheap car challenge, having working AC. Declan surprisingly stumbled into some working AC and didn't have to do anything. So it was almost like I took that as a challenge for my challenge. I fixed all the leaks, pulled it down, now we're charging it up. It's gonna be icy cold in there.
I'm a little jealous of this. At least your transmission works.
It works for now. We haven't really tested it.
It's been an entire day since I have touched the Galaxy because I ran into a horrible roadblock. This transmission that I was going to put into the car did not fit. And that was because the bell housing was meant for a 157 tooth flex plate, which I do not have any of. So my thought was, well, I'll just take the bell housing off the old transmission because it'll bolt right on and then we'll clear the flex plate and we'll be fine. So I did that. I took off this bell housing and went to bolt it on to this random floor transmission. And of course, it is different. It does not mount in the same fashion. So I've been surfing Marketplace trying to find either the right bell housing or a completely different transmission, and everybody's selling cores. They don't know if they're good or not. I believe I have struck gold. I have found a guy that has a C4 out of a 71 Torino with a 351, which means it came with a 164 tooth flywheel, and it is the same physical size as the one I took out, and it should just plop right in. The guy claimed the transmission worked great, and the torque converter was recently rebuilt, so I could probably, hopefully, maybe use both of those without issue and have a driving car. But the bad news is, I was only able to beat him down to 400 bucks. And I think I'm pretty damn close
Yikes.
to being over budget. No coughing over there, Mr. $500 over budget already. So basically, I'm gonna go pick up a transmission. I'm gonna slap it in and have this thing driving.
So, wrapping up this front end of this car, I got new brakes, new rotors, new pads. I had to put a new caliper on the other side because I couldn't find the parts. Parts stores around here suck. New $200 Amazon coilovers. Got all the 08 front end sheet metal on and the painted headlights. Looks pretty cool, I think. And it's time to put on some wheels that we just found just laying around here on the property. I don't even know where they came from.
Did somebody mention wheels? I know where they came from. I bought these. When we filmed the Budget Challenger video like a month ago, my plan was to put them on the Challenger, but I never did. So they've just been in the wheel pile. So I'm going to loan them to Papa John for this challenge just because they're gonna make this Magnum look badass. And also those coilovers that are on the Magnum, I bought them kind of on accident when we did that same video, and they've been on the parts shelf, so they're freebies. These wheels are loaners, and they are gonna look insanely good on the coilovers. There we go.
The reveal.
Drop it down. Let's see this thing. Ooh. That sits nice. I like those loaner wheels on this Magnum. They look good with your clear-coated headlights. Papa John may have already put the rear wheels on, but...
This thing looks insanely good. Is the interior on this thing all buttoned up? Oh,
you can't sit up there.
I'll get in the back.
If this were a family car, this is how it would play out. And honestly, the legroom's not bad in this thing.
Yeah.
So much better than when you brought it home. There's no wires everywhere. It doesn't smell as much like cigarettes. Come on. What are we waiting for?
Don't be scared.
Hang on. Oh, damn. Not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't getting off too much.
That wasn't floored.
Not really.
This test drive is about 5 times better than the first one.
Yeah, really? So I actually wasn't fearing for my life driving.
Yeah, I'd hope so. You've been working on it for like 2 straight weeks. My budget is running increasingly low. I have $244, and I think I've actually bought like a couple things online, so I probably have less than this. So I will be going over budget. Anyways, let's go get a transmission. Either that guy thought it had the wrong engine in it, or the research I did lied, because that was also the same wrong size bell housing. Same problem. I actually have no idea what to do. I either need to find the right bell housing, I need to find the right transmission, or I need to find a smaller flex plate and starter. Can't waste no time now. Now that I'm back at the shop, continuing my transmission conundrum, I have found one guy selling 2 things that I think could fix this problem. So basically my plan is, I'm gonna use this random floor C4 with the smaller bell housing, and in order to do that, I need the smaller 157 tooth flywheel. Basically, the small flex plate and this small shield will make it work with this transmission, I think and I hope and I believe. I will also maybe need a different starter, but I think I have a couple of those. So the only downside of this is this guy is an hour away, and I've already driven a lot today and I don't feel like doing that. But I think I'm gonna do it anyways, because this challenge is supposed to start the day after tomorrow. I have no choice. So let's go on a quick road trip. J-Man and I took a little hour road trip, and I got what I hope is the correct flex plate. I've got that engine block plate. He also had a brand new mini starter, and I got all of it for 140 bucks. That's a great deal, but the bad news is my budget is empty completely. I have no money left. In fact, I think I might be $20 or $30 over. J-Man and I made it back to the shop. It's currently 10:45 p.m. and I'm hopefully gonna get this back together. 164 tooth and block cover that I just cut my finger really hard on, actually. That's going to start bleeding momentarily. So we can set those aside. I can grab this, which does appear as if it has been vercocked somehow a little bit. Lovely. 140 bucks for all these parts is actually not a bad deal at all. Thank you to a nice guy on Marketplace. I doubt you're watching this right now, but if you are, thanks. Should I torque these? Good answer. Nope. Torqued. Torqued. Now if all goes well, hopefully I can install my transmission onto this. Hopefully this will be the last time I install this without spilling it too much. 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks. I believe that's pretty good. 2 days later, I'm attempting this again. As I've said before, I'm not an automatic guy. This is the first automatic I've ever swapped because normally when I take automatics out, I put manuals back in. Oh, converter's in there and in there. Okay. Oh no.
Please tell me something good, T-Bone.
Well, turns out, I had the converter not all the way in. I thought I had 3 clicks, turns out I only had 2. So I had to do 1 more click into the converter. And then the converter installed really easily, and I got the transmission nice and cinched up against the block. But the bad news is, this block plate I got off Marketplace is wrong. I don't know what tooth flywheel it's for, but it is not a 157. That really sucks. Good news is though, flex plate works. Torque converter is slid in. Transmission is ready to be installed. I just gotta decide how much ghetto hacking I want to do to the Galaxy, because that is not right. I'm guessing it's for like an AOD automatic or something. I think if anything, I should probably modify the block plate meant for the C4. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna pull the trans back off. It's a shame because the trans was fitting so nicely. It's all right, I can do it again. This car is teaching me a lot about automatic transmissions, which isn't really necessarily a thing I wanted to learn about at all, for any reason. But here we are. It is now a new day, and yet again, I'm driving on another trip. Because instead of cutting apart that block plate and making it so my starter destroys my flex plate and I have to tear all this apart in 2 weeks, I decided to sit out on the sidelines, check Marketplace, and try and find a block plate. And I did. There's a guy selling the correct block plate with a factory flex plate, so I'm just buying both of them. I talked him into meeting me close because he's like really far away, so we're both kind of meeting halfway right now. But it's gonna cost 250 bucks, which blows. I wish I wouldn't have bought the one yesterday, because that was 140 bucks, but I guess I got a starter out of the mix. I just really hope this is the last time I have to drive somewhere to get minuscule parts like this. And we are arriving at the meeting spot. 250 bucks is a lot of money for this, but he drove himself like an hour and a half, so you gotta pay for time sometimes. And I don't have time to drive to Atlantic City, so let's grab this. We're back at the shop. Goodbye to that plate. Hello to the right plate. Correct block plate installed. 157 tooth flex plate installed. This had better be the last attempt at this stupid transmission. Oh, thank God, it's correct. That 2 hours of driving I did today, on top of the 3 hours of driving I did yesterday, has gotten me the right parts. I have the transmission and the flex plate and everything bolted on, along with that mini starter I bought. So before I continue assembling anything and topping it off with fluid, I've disconnected the coil off the distributor and I'm just gonna crank it over and make sure there are no horrible starter sounds, because I have 2 fairly random 157 tooth small block Ford starter and flex plate, so I'm really hoping it works and it does not sound like a train crash. I have bypassed the neutral safety switch, so hopefully the car cranks now and we don't have any horrible noises. Oh yeah, no horrible grinding on the starter and flywheel. And it sounds cool. It sounds like a supercar. Hear that? Sounds like a Ferrari. Oh, that feels so good. Now I'm actually going to finish assembling and hopefully have a working transmission. Which, by the way, if you don't remember, I've been running all over God's Half Acre to buy parts for the transmission that was on the shop floor for 8 years. I do not remember where it came from, so it might not work. And if that happens, that would really suck a lot.
We are back from the DMV. Showtime Merc is now tagged. Failed inspection, but I got Delaware temp tags. However, on the drive there, I looked down at the temp gauge and the Showtime Merc was a little hot, maybe a lot hot. So I pulled off into a Wawa. I sat down, hung out, let it cool off, went to the DMV, went through all that process. So now we're back. It's a new day. I have just removed the old thermostat, which is very crusty and dirty and nasty. I got a brand new shiny one. I'm gonna clean out the housing real quick because there's some gunk in there. Throw in the new thermostat, and hopefully we're good to go.
Sunday morning, I found some seats on Marketplace. So my problem is, this seat is electric. And you can see it's 6 inches from the dash. that particular function of the seat is broken. And since I have to daily drive this, I have a wife who probably wants to sit in there, and she's short. But I don't think she's that short. So I found these seats. They're actually in much better shape. Could get to looking at it, and this one's actually manual, so that's a good thing. Won't have to deal with all the electronics. There's from other parts of the video, if you look, the back of it got burned and torn and everything, so we're gonna use them. Not something we really needed to do, given the time we have left, but we're doing it anyway.
I dropped the pan on my floor transmission just to change the fluid in the filter, and I had bought this deep pan with a deep sucking filter, and then when I put it up, I realized it would sit lower than the cross member and hit things on the road and probably break and lose transmission fluid and kill the transmission. So in an effort to not let that happen, I'm reusing the trans filter on it because there was actually nothing in it, no gunk, no nasty stuff. I've cleaned the stock pan and I'm using the gasket that came in that kit. So basically I can technically say this gasket costs almost $0 because I didn't use the thing that I bought, right? I'm getting very close to seeing if this works. I had to make a custom shifter linkage because the old transmission had the linkage facing down and this C4 has the linkage facing up for a Mustang. So I took the stock rod, rebent it a little bit, and then welded a washer to the shifter like Z-bar to change the position, and it appears it's going to work. It might be a little off and it might be a little sloppy, but I'll be able to go in a drive.
Got the new thermostat in. All the hoses are ran to their proper places. It started up. I'm gonna burp the coolant, make sure there's not like any air bubbles in there or anything like that. Let it idle for a little bit and see if it overheats again. Let's try it. We had to move the distributor around a whole bunch so that we could get one of the bolts out, and it is drastically out of timing.
What was that?
I don't know.
Why does it keep hissing at us?
Take two. Idling a little bit high. Right now I just want to test the leaks, and I don't see any leaks. I'm gonna let the coolant burp a little bit, add it as needed, let it get up to temp, let it idle for about 25, 30-ish minutes. Just gotta see what happens. Drive shaft is on, and I am bolting the exhaust on, and then you can see if this thing works. I'm quite scared of it not working. I think I will have a mental breakdown if that's the case. I have filled that converter to the best of my abilities, so I'm starting off with 3 quarts in the transmission itself. I'm gonna fire it up, let it run, let it warm up. I'm really nervous. I hope this works. We have some movement. I mentioned the linkage. Basically, it used to be on the bottom, now it's on the top. I connected it, so now the column's backwards. So low is park and park is low. So I have to remember that. The car is just now more anti-theft proof.
It is very anti-theft proof. We are full. I think that might have been an aftermarket stall converter. It grabs different. It's not slippy. I think that's like a 2500 stall converter. You hear that? Oh! Unbeknownst to me, I've made this car high performance. Dude, it's spinning the tires now, baby! All right, we ready? First gear. Oh, I think it's got a shift kit too. I think this was noise complaints old transmission. Oh, you feel how firm it shifted? First gear. Second. Third! Yes! Yes! Woohoo! High five! That's awesome. Hey man, high five.
Nice.
Thank you both for helping and driving around with me everywhere. Hey, check me out. You hear that little skirt right there, buddy? Oh, I got a race car. That star arm better watch out. Yeah! That's a race car, friend. Yes, sir. My throttle's stuck. thing is, you just put it in neutral and shut it off when that happens. It's okay. And the car's not fast enough to accelerate at an alarming rate.
This thing sucks.
Yeah, see, that's what happened. That's not great. All right, maybe my homemade ghetto kickdown is not a good solution. I'm not gonna floor it the rest of the way home, and I'm going to take my homemade kickdown off and probably do it a lot differently, unless I could bend it. What was that?
Stick just fell from the sky, dude. Damn. Is that got reverb?
I think we're fixed. I don't think it's gonna get stuck over. I don't know what he said. We're in park right now. Now we're in drive. Isn't that cool? The steering column might get a little confusing over the month. There it is. Yes, sir! I may be over budget by an amount I'm not sure of yet, but got a driving car. Finally. Yeah, baby! Little tires starting that mother right there. Feel that? That's about 200 horsepower of 60-some-year-old American muscle. I'm ready to drive this mother every day until it breaks down. But I mean, knock on wood. Unless I blow this poor 289 up, or blow this poor transmission up, or grenade the rear or U-joints, or crash it, like what could go wrong? I'm gonna f***ing dig, buddy. Like that? Oh, I'm so excited right now. I do have one more trick up my sleeve on this car as far as customization goes, but right now I'm tinkering on minor things, such as brand new windshield wipers and some cosmetics, because I think the front of this car has got a little bit too much chrome. I have gotten rid of the old stickers on it, but I'm gonna tint the bottom lights yellow because it's gonna look badass, and then I'm gonna go dig through my stash of vintage Ford license plates and maybe put one on the front. Cause that's cool. What do you want to tell the people?
There were a lot of comments on the last video. Aiden's an idiot for buying the headers and H-pipe for extra and then not using it. I'm disappointed in you guys. Money is on the mind, guys. I ended up selling those headers and H-pipe for $300. So I bought this for $9. I'm now only into it $8. Pimp stay pimpin', baby.
I'm just finishing up installing this nifty little cigarette lighter accessory port that has 3 cigarette lighters and 2 USB ports, and when you turn it on, it has a voltage gauge. However, the battery's disconnected right now. But basically it wires straight to the battery. It's got a fuse. But as of right now, I'll click this button. I'll have this fan turn on to keep my legs cool because old cars always get hot on the floor. And I can also charge my phone, watch the voltage. Modern in an old car. This thing was only $30 too, which actually, now that I said it out loud, that sounds like a lot more money than it's worth. But before I get started on installing one of the coolest parts of the car, check this out. I don't know if anyone else has thought of this, but I have a care package in my car at all times. Every possible fluid I could ever need, an extra starter, any extra hoses, extra belts, and I'm gonna toss my noise complaint roadside toolkit in this, along with a jack, and a 2-gallon jug of fuel, because I do not want to be stranded, okay? Time is money, people. The ultimate care package, because my trunk is so ridiculously large, can slide over, out of the way, in the wheel well area. And now I have the space in the trunk. Wonder what I can use that for. There it is! 2 Alpine 12-inch Type S subwoofers. This system bumps ridiculously hard. Like, I had it in the Jeep Cherokee, and it about rattled my brain out of my head. So I'm gonna make the Galaxy equally as awesome, hopefully. Up here in the other shop, ooh, just like I remember, 1500 watt amplifier with a fun little knob that I can make the bass more obnoxious with. Obviously, the subwoofer and amp are not all you need to install a sound system. And because my car has a non-working 60-some-year-old radio, I might have gone further over budget. I'm already like $92 over budget, and I've been contemplating this modification, but this is just gonna make the month a lot better. I spent an additional $225, I believe, on Bluetooth JVC radio, basically like the cheapest one you can get. It's $100-some. And these, which I'm actually pretty excited about, Orion 1200 watt mid-range speakers. That should complement the ridiculous subwoofers pretty well. I also got a subwoofer wiring kit off Amazon that was like 30-some bucks, so all in all, The stereo system is costing me $225, which is not bad. I've had those subs for 5+ years. I've had this amp for the same amount of time. I have a lot of the wiring laying around. And between you and me, Papa John put speakers in his Magnum. They were donated by me from my parts shelf. So I had to spend $100 of my own money on buying speakers for myself because I was so charitable to Papa John. So, I mean, I think I could probably just ignore the fact that I bought these speakers, but I won't because I'm honest. So now let's go make this car bump. Oh boy. Update from me. I've been wiring for like 2 hours now, and it's actually going really smoothly so far. We have our radio mounted underneath the dash. It is wired to a switch right there, toggle switch to turn it on and off. And now I'm currently just running the wires. I will do it a lot more neat than this. And they'll go to the back where I will put my 2 competition speakers. See, I wasn't lying. I cleaned that up. We're good. I've taken some sticky foam so my speakers don't rattle with my insane bass. And this is the coolest discovery humanly possible. There were never speakers back here. The factory package tray was flat, no sound system. But this hole was already here. These 4 holes were already here. And check me out. This competition 6x9 fits in there and the holes line up perfectly. Isn't that insane? Were they planning ahead? Could they see in the future? Did they know I was gonna do this? They must have. It's that exciting time. We got a fan, we've got a volt gauge. We flip a switch down here. I hear some speakers booting. I cannot bump too hard because it is 12:30 a.m. But I'm going to play some very quiet music just to make sure everything's working. Turn the bass down all the way. Oh, it's barely playing. That sounds nice. All right, they're both working. It's barely on right now. Real quick, just real quick, like.
Real dope boy, nigga trapping in some Gucci. Hey, I just want your bitch and know it.
Okay, I can't do that late. It hits pretty good. First wash ever in my ownership completed. A marginal amount of less mold. How about you, cameraman?
I mean, this car sat for 3 years, so there might be a difference.
In certain areas, it looks shinier, but at the end of the day.
Paint's still kind of There's no saving that. But it's cleaner now, so.
Okay, now it's 2 in the morning, so that's enough for tonight. Bye.
First time on a lift. See how bad it is underneath.
There's your exhaust leak right there. Boom. It has an X-pipe on it already. That's cool. It has resonator deletes, which aren't welded the greatest.
Boo.
The rear end looks like it's very, looks like a fuzzy little dirty dog.
These axles are rust welded in place. I don't really want to mess with them.
You already tried taking them out?
No. You should see the nut. It's barely a nut.
Yeah, I would maybe just do a little fluid swap. Hope for the best. Put some stop leak in there.
Here's the list we got left for the Magnum. Exhaust, which we're working on. Add rear fluid, change the oil, and do a makeshift alignment on the front. And then I think that's pretty much gonna call it for this project for now.
I'm pausing on the Magnum because I remembered I have center caps that I did blow $75 on, just so I have the missing 3, because it looks way better.
All right, guys, after reading some of your comments, someone mentioned that the 2 injectors on this thing were swapped and they were in the wrong positions. Like the green one was over here before and the black one was over here. I swapped them. They look pretty similar, so I don't know if it's gonna make a difference, but I swapped them and now we're gonna go take it for a drive and see if it fixes it. I wanna also note that the $30 fuel pump that I put in is currently screaming right now, so I don't know if that is also a problem. Feels pretty much the same. No, that wasn't it. What the freaking heck?
I have repaired the broken flex pipe on the front of the Magnum, and I have gotten rid of these pesky big rear mufflers. So I'm gonna take this as the perfect opportunity to introduce my brand new Speedy's equipment muffler, the Speedy Sport. This is a long resonator glass pack style muffler made out of polished 304 stainless steel that has a straight through design that does not interrupt any exhaust flow. These are a mid-range in between the Speedy Snap and the Speedy Smooth, offering a nice aggressive idle and a nice scream at wide open throttle, but they're not quite as crazy as the Snaps. So grab yourself a set today if you like what you hear, and let's get to welding. I've got the sports mocked up with some tips we had laying in the parts bin. So now all I gotta do is weld it all up. Done. Hopefully the exhaust leaks are all fixed and this thing sounds a whole lot nastier.
All right, just wrapping up some routine maintenance. I changed the oil in the oil filter, changed the diff fluid. I'm gonna adjust the height on rear coilovers, and Thomas has fabricated some awesome new Speedy's exhaust. So we're gonna get some oil back in it and fire it up, see what it sounds like. Oh!
That actually sounds really nice.
It's not bad. Yeah. I like it.
Wow. Stock Cats, X-Pipe, Speedy Sports. Actually sounds really good.
So there were a few comments on this last video about me working in the driveway when the kids are all using the lift. And I wanted to show that you can do this and you don't need the fancy garage or anything. You can be an old man, you can be sweating your balls off, and you can still make a kick-ass car in your driveway.
Where are you going right now? Is this your first real maiden voyage?
I'm going to Walmart.
The cars are all finished, tagged, and insured, and ready for daily driving now. We will start this challenge tomorrow, but now I would like to pause and go over the exact dollar amount we each have in our vehicles. I'll start. My 1965 Ford Galaxy, aka the real teal, has cost me a total of $2,820. That is a good bit over budget, but I couldn't go without a killer audio system in my old car. I'm suffering with no AC. I think it'll be worth it.
I have the 1988 Mercury Cougar, aka the Showtime Merc, and in total, after bringing this car back to life, I'm into it $2,075. Way under budget, and other than a fuel sock, I bought all my own parts.
The 2004 Infiniti G35 has cost me a whopping total of $2,304. We were off to a really rocky start, but I think we might be heading for some smooth pastures. Not to mention I have some ice cold AC, unlike some other people.
After hiring a couple of weeks, I've spent a grand total of $2,976 on 2 Dodge Magnums. Admittedly, one of them's in a slight state of disassembly right now, but we're gonna get it together and we're gonna sell that and get me back into budget. And by the way, I also have some ice cold AC. It's a people and parts hauler. Can y'all say that?
I have a total of $2,591 into my 1987 Chrysler Conquest TSI Turbo, and
Be ashamed.
it's a little over
It
budget.
didn't work.
It's a little over budget, but I paid $1,900 for the car, so I don't think that's bad.
So while that's all said and done, it's time to start actually daily driving. We will each have our vehicles rigged up with GoPros to record whatever happens every day, breakdowns, horrible happenstances. Hopefully not. I don't know. It's gonna be a crazy month, and it's probably gonna be a mess if it's anything like the build series on these cars has been. So the 30 days starts now. We can't daily anything else. We can't drive anything else but these cars. So stay tuned for the next episode of the Daily Driver Challenge right here on the Best Damn Automotive Content on YouTube. I'll catch you guys very soon unless you want to see me sooner, in which case check out the Patreon where we upload just about every single week. Check out speediesequipment.com for some badass brand new exhaust products. And lastly, check out tomsrefurb.shop for some killer merch. Do we have any last words, team?
Cougar's going down.
Showtime Merc for the win.
Look, I think I'm gonna win, but I also just want to point out that only 2 of us stayed under budget.
Whatever, dude. Are you bumping like me? Didn't think so. All right, guys. See you soon. Love you. Bye.